We just released this all new regional extra virgin olive oil from Sicily. It has 100% extra virgin olive oil from Sicilian olives that were harvested and grown in that region. And so to go with this olive oil, we wanted to pair it with a recipe that really pays homage to the region. So 2 important ingredients from Sicily are eggplants and pistachios. So those are the 2 key ingredients of this recipe. We're going to be roasting up the eggplants together with some potatoes and peppers and tomatoes, and then tossing everything together with a pistachio parsley sauce that really just adds a nice bright color and nice zesty bite to the whole thing. This is a great dish if you are cooking for a large group of people because you can roast everything up and then serve it on the side whenever you are ready. So let's get into it. So to begin, we're going to prep our eggplant. Eggplant is one of those vegetables that can be really, really bitter if not prepared correctly. So what you're gonna wanna do in order to remove some of that bitterness and sort of that tough texture that it can sometimes have is to salt it and let it sit out for about 30 minutes. And the salt is going to help remove some of the water from the eggplant as well as the bitterness from it. So we're gonna be cutting this into wedges. We want everything to be somewhat uniform in size so that it all cooks and roasts at the same time. So once you've chopped up your eggplant, just place it on a baking sheet that's lined with a tea towel. And then we're gonna just sprinkle it with salt and let it sit out for about 30 minutes. And that will just help remove any additional moisture in the eggplant as well as bitterness. Okay, so while the eggplant is sitting out, we can go ahead and chop up the rest of the vegetables. Feel free to add in other vegetables that you like. I think zucchini would work really nicely here. So then we're going to toss all the vegetables together with the olive oil and salt. I'm going to take a baking sheet lined with parchment. You may need a couple depending on how big your vegetables are and how big your baking sheet is. So then we're just gonna roast these at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 40 minutes until all the vegetables are nice and soft. So while the veggies are roasting, we're going to prepare the pistachio gremolata sauce. Now, gremolata is actually traditionally from northern Italy, specifically Milan. It's typically served on boiled meats or braised meats to sort of add like a nice zest to it. It has parsley, lemon juice, garlic, salt. But here we're going to Sicilianize it a little bit by adding in some pistachios. And I think that the nice lemony flavors of this is going to really help brighten up the roasted vegetables and add a bit of color as well. So simply blend everything together in a food processor. So we have about a 1/4 cup of pistachios, a couple of garlic cloves, you can just throw those in whole, 1.5 cups of fresh parsley, pinch of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon. You can always add more salt later on, so better to start with a smaller quantity. And then we're gonna start with juice from 1/2 lemon. Again, we can add more later on once we taste it. And then we're going to drizzle in our Siciliano extra virgin olive oil. So just start with a little bit and we can add a bit more as the blade is running. So we're just gonna pulse this together. We do wanna maintain a little bit of a coarse consistency. Okay, to finish it, we will add in just a tiny bit more olive oil until we get the consistency that we're going for. And again, we do want to have bits of parsley and pistachio in there because it does add that nice crunch and pop of color. This is something that you could make several hours ahead of time before serving. So our veggies are roasted, everything is nice and soft, a little bit brown on the outside. We're just going to plate these up on a big platter. And you can serve this hot, warm, or even at room temperature. It works really nicely, especially in the summer. So just before serving, you can put on the pistachio sauce here. You need to sort of spoon it on top. And if you're doing a summer barbecue, you'll definitely want to make extra of this sauce because it's amazing on top of grilled steaks, chicken, burgers. All right, let's give it a test. The eggplant just sort of melts in your mouth, and the olive oil pairs really, really nicely with sort of that sweetness from the eggplant. The pistachio gremolata adds a really nice brightness, zinginess to the entire dish. Delicious. Thank you so much for watching and making this delicious vegetable dish with us. If you would like more recipes or more olive oil cooking tips, be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe. We will see you next time. Ciao for now.